Hello everybody and welcome back to Misscliks D&D Devotion. The Ankh has appeared. In case anyone forgot what it looks like, it looks like this. I like that your tub of popcorn says popcorn, Anna. That's like the coolest thing in the entire world.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like with the monster show up that should have like popped up the popcorn or something. Yeah.
That would have been really funny.
Then
I would have lost all my delicious popcorn that I just made.
Luckily, Jeff would have made more for you.
I don't like it the way he makes it.
Alright, let's roll initiative.
Plus, I don't have a husband because XCOM just came out.
Aww.
I know what that's like.
Attack Jira.
You notice that Ransom doesn't even have his glaive really readied. He's like kind of nodding towards the group away. We're not gonna risk our lives over some goats, are we?
We will!
people.
For Nielsen! Maurice and Betty and Nielsen.
I don't think this thing is gonna stop just at goats. We should take care of it now before it hurts somebody else.
Neil,
It's
do
the
we
right
know
thing
anything
to
about
do. I plead with Ransom.
You've never... No, that's not true. You're elves. You're very long-lived. The humans have never seen any of these things before. You elves have heard of them. Occasionally, they come into like the outer territory of your kingdom. They never really come into the forested area. They typically prefer like lush farmland. What they're doing out here in this desert, like, it's a little bit weird. You know, it's not impossible, but it's just really unusual.
Okay.
This entire area is desert, and it's clear they just live here. And there's some goats. They're hungry.
But they are natural creatures.
Yeah, but you saw a human hand. That means they attack more than just goats. We should kill this
I roll
thing.
for initiative, by the way.
Thank you.
I roll as well. Hold on.
And what is our life if not to just be remembered as adventurers in the songs? So we should kill this and then tell everyone how we're the bane of the big insect thing.
Okay.
I don't think killing an insect will particularly get us written into the history books.
It's a big one though.
Fine. Ransom, you're the first one to go. You seem pretty ambivalent about this creature, but your blade is up first.
I'm going to... Is there a hold action in this game?
There's a hold, there's a ready. Yeah, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna hold, see what the rest of the party does, since I don't want to abandon them if they decide to fight.
Alright, so you just kind of wait around. Kess.
I go after the thing. I take my size and I throw. Well, no, I go at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go at it and I start to jab it.
You rush the big creature. It's got a tough exoskeleton. So make me 2 rolls to hit. Not so good with the first roll. The second one collides right with the sternum of the creature and just skitters off to the side. Doesn't even, leaves a little bit of a scrape in the chitlin plating on the creature's underbelly. Next up is the Ankh egg itself. It just turns away from Kess, having no desire to go after her, and takes a bite for a goat. With a 21 to hit. The Ankh egg closes its jaws over Olivia. Why don't you roll me a d10? On a 9, it hits Maurice. On a 10, it hits Nielsen.
No, because I was in a defensive stance in front of them. I already said that.
That's true. You did say that. Okay. So roll me a d10.
There's
On a
8
10,
other
it's
goats.
fighting over her. No, okay, good. Doesn't go after them. It bites some other random unnamed goat. And
This is a secret to playing with Neil. You have to keep him in line where animals and pets are concerned.
Yeah, he's always after the pets, really. Especially if they're horses.
Because it's the only thing you guys care about. If I'm like, the monster's attacking the villagers, you're like, okay, that's fine.
It's fair. Fair
The
point.
monster attacks one of us's dads. I'm like, it's alright. I push him towards the creature.
Exactly. But the goat you just found, oh my god, we have to save it.
It's our child goat.
So it starts gobbling up a goat. And next on the line.
Oh my god, Nielsen, close your eyes.
Olivia and Kellen go at the same time, probably in like a unison pre-prepared attack. I don't really know, but
Yeah, we like strike a chord.
yeah.
As you strike your chord, I cast light as if it went out from your chord into. Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh
the
my.
light follows the arrow from my hand cross.
And it like twirls around
lightning.
it into the eyes of the creature, or behind it if I missed.
Yeah. Anna, what's your dexterity?
My dex?
Yeah, Kellen's dex.
It is 14.
Okay, cool. So you definitely critical the creature. It has... Yeah, you single crit the creature, makes a saving throw against the light spell and fails, and starts screeching while Anna rolls double damage.
Heck yeah. 2d6 coming right up.
Ooh. Very
And
nice.
with my missile fighting style, does that apply to my crossbow as well as my throwing daggers?
Yes, it does. So you can do a half move after that.
Can't I attack again?
No, the missile fighting style allows you to make your full allotment of attacks and move half distance, or make half your allotment of attacks and move your full distance. So
I
it's
only
more
made one
about
attack.
mobility than attack rate.
I only made one attack then.
Yeah, but your crossbow only gets one attack per round.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the daggers get 2, and that's why.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Ransom.
Wait, Neil, what happened to the creature?
Oh, he takes
I wanna know what it
he
looked
takes
like.
8 points of damage. Your bolt kind of lodges in front of one of its arms. Notice how it's got those 4 legs.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets lodged like right in here in this joint.
Does it make it mad?
It doesn't emote very well, but it drops the goat that it had in its mouth and screeches. "Ah!"
Is it possible to charge this thing's back?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, I spent the time kind of circling around the thing, watching my party futilely, well, not futilely, pointlessly attack this thing. With a sigh, I raise my glaive and charge its backside.
Oh yeah, I see what you're doing. Wait, no, 12 to hit? It should be 8, 9, 10 to hit. Doesn't matter, you still hit it.
Charging, right? Plus back?
There we go, charging, that's the one. That's where I was coming from, yeah. You definitely hit with a 26. You don't clear by 10, actually, but you do hit
Alright.
for 6 points of damage. All right. You guys see the goat herder people just scatter. Not a single one of them has weapons, and they just begin to run. The goats as well book it towards the town. And let's roll initiative for the next round.
The light didn't work, Neil?
No, it did work. It's all over its eyes right
Oh.
now.
Okay. I just assumed it didn't because it never does. But now it does. It's beautiful, Neil. I'm super stoked. Let's see.
Ooh, those are good.
I forget, by the way, are Guy and Rhonda with us?
They are with you. I forgot all about them, though. Thank you for reminding me. Guy's just backing up. He's not doing anything. Rhonda would have made an attack on that round. You want to make an attack for her? She's 2nd level. She rolls at +2 to hit and D8 plus something damage.
+2 to hit and 1d8 damage. Okay. All right, Rhonda takes a cue from Ransom and also charges the backside alongside him.
Ooh, 15 clatters heavily against the armor, but does nothing. Why don't you roll initiative for her as well?
Oh, sorry, I got too excited when you said initiative.
Oh no, this is the initiative time. Please do roll for initiative.
Oh, okay.
What's that, Rhonda, isn't it?
Rhonda's initiative is going to be +5. All right, V. Kess, you're first. Kess. Kess.
No, I was looking because I don't think Ransom rolled initiative for. Oh no, he did. Wait, no, for himself.
Yeah, he rolled an 8.
Oh, okay, that last one. Okay, sorry. I was just making sure. Okay, so I attack it
Checking
again
up on
with
your
my...
boyfriend.
Totally. So I attack it again. I come back with my size in hopes to actually hit it and jab at something that's flesh. And
Oh,
I
not so
failed
good with that
miserably.
attack.
And I go with my other one. Good
Oh,
lord.
It's
Just
not happening. It's just.
take my size away from me today.
Is that an attack roll, Anna?
No,
What is
I
that?
pushed it. I was trying to press plus and I hit enter instead.
Nice. It is Rhonda's turn.
All right, together now. I shout. Ransom shouts as both him and Rhonda stab at the back of this beast. There's Rhonda's attack.
No dice for Rhonda.
Ransom's attack.
14 is also not a hit. Your weapons are clattering harmlessly off of its back plating, which is nice and thick. Anna, Kellen, on your turn, erupting from the ground beside this Ankh egg is a second one. It bursts from the ground, gives a screech as you make your action.
But I don't want any more of those.
That's good. You know, the option to just leave the ghost some is always on the table.
No.
As I keep trying to stab this plated thing.
I'm taking my shot and I'm like pushing the goats behind me, trying to herd them away from the creatures.
Well, didn't they all run towards town anyways?
They are going towards town, yeah.
Even Neil's son?
Well, now that you're shoving him, he's definitely going towards town.
Okay.
Yeah. So you take a shot with the crossbow. It's a wild miss. The Ankh egg that bursts forth careens towards. There's 3 of you in melee combat. Careens towards Kess and takes a bite at her, but completely misses. Like, it's still a little dazed from bursting into the bright sunlight, and so it like goes 4 feet to the side of Kess and like takes a chomp of earth.
Stupid bug.
The
Yeah.
blinded and wounded Ankh egg retreats down into its hole. It just kind of like dropping down. And next up is Olivia.
Ha! We are victorious, I say, triumphantly over the hole.
It's still alive, though. It retreated. We should get it still.
I
We want
cast
to go through this hole.
There's still one here. There's a new one.
Battle
Are we
Fiend
going to play Whack and Ankh forever?
on Anna.
All
Because
right.
Trump is whining too much, so my character doesn't want to give him battle. But he's like, what if he just stops hitting, you know? Like,
Fair enough. Why don't you roll me a d6 for Kellen's battle fate this round?
1. I think it does nothing.
I don't remember.
No effect.
Battle 1 is no effect.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
It takes
It's okay, babe. It made me feel nice.
it takes a while to charge up, babe.
Okay.
All right, let's roll initiative for next round. Let's see, we have 14, 10, 7, 13, and the Ankh egg goes at 12.
Wait.
So,
Wait.
Kess, Once again, you are at the start.
I have a question.
Mhm.
For if I'm going to cast a spell, Shocking Grasp, can I cast it on the one in the hole?
So you would cast Shocking Grasp, and it makes your hand electrically charged, and then you touch something and electrocute it. Yeah.
Can I jump in the hole and touch it?
Yeah,
Is
you
it
can
like-
absolutely jump down the
is
hole,
it
but it's
like-
dark, and it's kind of steep, and you have no idea what's down there, and it might be difficult to get back out. But you can absolutely do it. It could be a great adventure.
Never mind. The adventure of Keth's death today.
Hopefully not.
Okay. What about can I cast Insatiable Thirst on it or throw a stinking cloud down the hole?
You can definitely throw a stinking cloud down the hole or cast Insatiable Thirst at it. Either one will work.
I wonder which one I should cast. Okay. I go over to it and I go over to the hole and I cast Stinking Cloud at the hole inside of it.
All right. The spell goes off. When the wizard casts the cloud, the wizard creates a billowing mass of nauseous vapors up to 30 yards away from his position. Any creature caught in the cloud must roll a successful saving throw versus poison or be reeling and unable to attack because of nausea for a while. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. The material component of the spell is a rotten egg or several skunk cabbage leaves.
Gross.
Okay. So this kind of like yellowish vapor starts to like puff out of the hole and like spill onto the floors. And there's this like hacking, coughing, and then a sound coming from inside the hole.
That's what you get, you dumb worm.
Okay.
I mean, you dumb grasshopper, whatever you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell that bug.
So does it have to roll poison damage?
It doesn't take poison damage, but it is like so nauseous from this vapor that it's just like mild. It's like slightly incapacitated. It can't attack. It can't really do anything. It's just like, you know, it's just like constantly in a state of dry
unable
heaving.
to attack because of nausea for 1d4 plus 1 round. So
Right.
that's how many rounds. So how many?
You want to roll 1d4 plus 1, and we'll see how many rounds it
Yeah.
is.
Roll d4 plus 1.
My.
Goodness gracious, can I just not roll today? Just give me all the crap.
Kellen, there's a new Onk egg, and it attacked your sister. It tried to attack your sister. It didn't do a very good job.
Ew, don't touch my sister. I shoot at it.
Shoot it in the face.
Yeah. And I'm feeling pretty confident because of that, like, super hit from before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it is another super hit, and you critical yet another Onk egg right in the underbelly.
I have my hand crossbow, you know, so I'm like, pooh, and it hits him, and then like,
Roll me some damage. Double damage,
yeah.
in fact. Ooh, even better than last time. The creature reels from the blow.
Helen is on fire.
And the creature goes. It starts crawling all the way out of its hole this time, going right past Kess and like revealing its full length of body, and comes
Ew.
snapping at Kellen.
Helen!
Oh my god, with another natural one.
Come at me, bug.
Wait, if it got a natural 1, isn't it supposed to do something stupid or mess up? 'Cause you
yes,
didn't do anything stupid for the last one.
Yeah, it bit the earth right next to you, remember?
I thought it's supposed to hurt itself in some way, because we hurt ourselves when we
No,
roll a
you
natural
don't.
1.
If you hurt yourselves every time you rolled a natural 1, every single one of Anna's characters would be dead by now.
I mean, technically, every single one of my characters is dead.
All right,
if you
all
wanna
right,
get
fair point.
technical.
Fair counterpoint.
Okay.
No, so it badly misses Kellen. Like, it tries to crawl out of its hole, but its hind legs get stuck in the hole, and so it's like 3 feet too short. Arr, arr.
It's stuck, so we get an advantage to hit it.
You give them an inch, guys, and they'll take a mile. Rhonda and Ransom together.
right,
no, I'm
Rhonda,
sorry. It's
together.
yeah, Rhonda, Ransom, and Jen all together.
Together, charge! Because Rhonda's charged with her. She uses an arming sword, is that right?
Yes. Ooh, nice hit. Not a crit though. Actually, against Ankh eggs, arming swords do d12 points of damage.
Okay.
There we go. And she gets a +2 on that, so that's a 10 points of damage. The Ankh egg is wounded. Olivia and Ransom.
I cast
badly
8 on Ransom.
Ransom. Wow, what a hit.
I roll a d8, right? For
Yes, you do.
6. You get 6.
6 temporary hit points, is that what it does?
Yes.
Oh, and it also gives in +1, I think.
+1 to hit, which brings that
To
to a
attack roll,
28, which makes it a critical hit, because it clears by 10.
Great.
Wahaha.
Does your glaive do d10 versus both things, or d10 does it do a different damage against large? Some weapons do. It might not. Some weapons don't. Some weapons
The
do.
differentiation, I believe, but please do check. I didn't.
Yeah, glaives do d10. Yeah, perfect. So
And
you
arming
hit
swords
for-
are 1d12 versus large. Sorry.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So you do 12 points of damage. Oh my god. You've cut off one of the Ankh egg's legs. Actually, 2 of them on one side have just been like chopped off, and it's got this bolt sticking out of it. And then Rhonda's like stabbed it through the side. The Ankh egg is barely alive, and I think everybody's had their full turns. Let's roll initiative for the next round.
Is it about time for me to get my second attack in?
This is your second attack round. Very good call.
All right, let me just go ahead and give it one more big
Well,
stab.
that's a hit. And that's a kill. How do you kill the Ankh egg?
First I run over it kind of lazily and just chop off part of it. And then with like a second swing, I just chop off the other side.
All right. The Ankh egg
Another insect.
rests on the ground. You can still hear the clicking of its outer shells together as it slowly, the electrical activity in the creature slowly fades to nothing.
Wow, man, that was like dispassionate and brutal. It's impressive.
Well, I'm more impressed by Kessa's ruthlessness. She's tossing poison in the holes and everything to kill insects.
Well, she always has had a knack for making people barf.
I snicker at him.
As you look around you, you notice the goat herders start to like poke their heads out from behind buildings, slowly shuffle forward, and then there's like a cheer that goes up through the town as they run out to meet you. They're giving claps and shouts and cries of joy. The woman that approached you before introduces herself as. Oh God.
At this point, as they're coming and crowding around, I look over at Ransom and I give him this kind of like see look, like.
My name is Rabalaba, and thank you for what those things.
Your name is Brabalaba?
Rabalaba.
Is that in common?
Blah blah blah.
No,
It was
she
all
says in it's all in a Cuban.
Rabalaba.
Rabalaba.
Wow. I look at Olivia and we kind of both start snapping like you would if you're about to break into song.
Yeah.
Like, Rabalaba, ooh, Rabalaba, babe, Rabalaba, ooh,
La 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 la.
Rabalaba, ooh, Rabalaba. We just start making a little ditty about Rabalaba.
Everybody.
Everyone, Rabalaba, ooh, Rabalaba.
They don't know what's going on, but people seem to be genuinely impressed and pleased with this, song out of her name. And the other Akubans around you start to kind of pick up the beat and start shouting it too. The old woman looks really embarrassed, and she looks like she hasn't blushed in like 80 years, but now she's starting to blush a little bit.
I dance with her. Rabalaba, rabalaba, rabalaba.
And she sings really well, so it's like actually pretty nice, right? Like it's a catchy thing.
Yeah, I mean, Kess is a professional singer.
Right. It pretty much sounds exactly like it is right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Pretty good.
So as soon as the party dies down, in a Cuban, I say, "We are but traveling bards. I am Kellen, and this is Kess, my sister, and of course our band manager Olivia, and our bodyguard and the warrior of the group, that is Ransom."
I always giggle when Kellen talks because he talks so like, even though he's talking another language, you can tell how formal it is.
Very snooty.
Why, thank you, strange travelers. You've brought back my. Well, you brought back the lost goats and fended off the town from these horrible creatures and provided us with. I don't know if this thing is edible, but we will certainly try. Please, you must stay tonight with us and feast.
I think that sounds quite lovely, and I'm pleased to accept on behalf of the entire group who doesn't understand a thing I'm saying.
Oh, they don't speak this language, do they?
No, they don't.
Oh my. Well, I can try the common tongue. And she turns to the rest of you guys and says in like really broken common, "My name is Rabalaba.
Hi, Rabalaba.
Pleasure meet mine, you."
Pleasure meet you as well, I say.
She nods very satisfactorily.
I look at Kellen and I'm like, "Pleasure all mine."
Guys, we're staying for a feast. Hope that's okay. I already said yes.
Kellen, what are we feasting on?
Bug.
That sounds great. I'm excited about
Try
it.
new things, sis. How are you going to expand your artistic understanding of the world if you don't try new things?
So like, we're not feasting on like Maurice, right?
No.
Okay.
Dave,
Are
I
we
would keep Maurice with my life for you.
Do we get to keep Maurice and Nielsen?
I didn't ask right away, but I'm pretty sure if they see how fond of them we are, they'll probably offer.
Okay. Because I would really like to keep our loved child.
Obviously.
Okay. The sun is already beginning to set anyway. It's been a whole long day of travel. No, that's not true at all. It's fairly early in the day. I take that back. The people start to kind of bring out some tables and chairs, and they send out various others that you gather are being like sent out to bring back other herders who have left for the day. And slowly but surely, the small village of maybe 150 people-ish, it's pretty tiny, begins to set up for a feast. Various people drag this ankh into the little village center circle and begin to butcher it. While you look around this town, you notice that the buildings come in like a couple different forms. You've got all these like circular buildings, and then you have these like octagonal buildings, and then you have a couple of square buildings. But it's only like 2 or 3 square buildings, and then the rest are split like 50-50 octagonal and circular. It kind of strikes you as weird. Can I get a perception check from you all as well? No, none of those are good enough. Never mind. You don't notice anything
What?
else.
A 24?
No, 24 is not good enough for this either.
Oh, what
Sorry.
about Rhonda?
Oh yeah, what about Rhonda?
Yeah,
Let me see.
And Guy.
And Guy.
And the goats.
If Rhonda and Guy notice something else, they don't bother mentioning it to you.
Kellen couldn't care less about architecture, so
Yeah.
Well, since now I'm curious, I'll walk towards like the entrance of one of those square buildings since they seem the rarest to see what it's all about.
You walk towards one of these buildings, and you notice immediately there is like a down staircase, but it's not like an actual staircase. It's just like carved out of the earth that heads down deeper into it. And then kind of along the walls all the way around are various racks with different cloths and leathers and maybe some different like clothing items kind of hung over them. And then there's like a stack of stones and some clay, large clay vases. It seems to be maybe a storage chamber of sorts.
Is it easy enough to check the other blue buildings, or square buildings, to see if...
It is. They all seem to be some sort of storage buildings. The others look like homes. Yeah. The day progresses as they bring out various foods and drinks. You all get past this sort of like fermented goat's milk that's strongly alcoholic but surprisingly good. It's got a little bit of... There's some sort of like sweetness to it. It's somehow been... sugar has been added somehow. It makes it like this nice sweet but fermented milky drink, almost like eggnog.
ooh. I make sure that both Maurice and Nielsen are seated with Olivia and I, and that we like very clearly have our arms around them and like are sharing our food with them and stuff.
All right. So after doing this for a little while, Rabalaba comes up to you and asks, you seem to have taken a shining to the two of these. Is there a particular...
We have grown quite fond of these goat companions. They stood with us in battle, and we have taken quite a shining to them.
Well, then on behalf of the town of Abun, please let us gift you these two goats.
I tell Olivia, in common, can you believe it? They've offered us these goats to keep. And
Oh my god, I'm so excited! I like
we just,
get
like,
up.
thank her so much. Like, we never would have thought that this would happen. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, it's like we like finally got our own love child.
Wait, he didn't finish what he's gonna say. Oh, did
I mean, you guys started
Okay.
talking, and Rabalaba is just standing and watching with a smile on her face.
Maurice and Nielsen.
You are a strange elf, are you? But you seem to be talking with this woman. Is she your wife?
No, she is not my wife, but may one day-
You're a single gentleman then. Are those two married?
No, not them either.
You're all single. What about those two? She says, pointing to Rhonda and Guy.
I would not so much use the word single as
Well, bachelors then.
Kellen's kind of sweating, like unsure how to handle this conversation. He's like, he points at Rhonda. That one is single. Totally single. And so is that one. And he points to Guy.
I see. Well, your ways are quite different than ours. Do you have marriage where you come from?
Yes. Yes, we do.
And
Do you
yet-
have marriage here?
Quite definitely. But you're all so old to be single.
I am indeed 234 years old.
Oh, you pulling an old woman's leg. What a joke.
Have you met an elf before?
No, never.
Well, surprise! Elves live quite a long time.
She looks aghast at you like, are you really 237 years old?
I am indeed, but 234 to be precise.
My apologies.
You mustn't age me more than I already have.
And that other elf, are the two of you? You're not married. You must be siblings.
She is my sister.
Is
Is she not a vision?
a vision of loveliness? Pray tell, how old is she?
How old are you? I forget.
I'm 214.
She is but a young 214 years old.
And now you're all single. Do any of you have children?
Just these goats.
Well, you certainly live a very different life than us. I hope you will enjoy some of our goat mead, she says, handing you another glass of fermented goat's milk.
It is quite nice indeed. Cheers!
Alright. You guys clink glasses as the drummers begin to form up around what appears to be a bonfire, a small bonfire of like goat droppings. Because they don't have a lot of firewood out here, so they just use goat droppings.
That's great.
Yeah. 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 That's the one I'm looking
I
for.
start dancing with them.
Hold on a sec, I just want to get some drumming music going on. Hey. The feast begins to start as the sun goes down. Rabalaba walks over and introduces someone to Kellen, who's the only person here that speaks a Cuban. She says, my dear aged elf, this here is Lashina, my youngest granddaughter. She had a request for you. Lashina, speak up now. And Rabalaba takes a step back to let the 20, maybe 19 or 18-year-old girl speak for herself. And she goes, would you sing with me? You're muted.
It would be my honor.
Wow. She begins and just kind of starts singing a bar of some song, and then pauses, looks to you.
I kind of do it like an alternate echo of that.
Okay. And then she'll do a bar, kind of look at you.
And I start adding to it with my hurdy-gurdy, and I, try to find a stage type thing and pull her with me until we're really putting on a show.
All right. While the two of you are starting to sing and starting to put on a show, Rabalaba, along with a couple of the older women of the group, round up Kess, Olivia, and Rhonda. You don't understand a word they're saying, but they tap you on the shoulder and grab you by the elbow, and they start leading the three of you away from the party.
I look at Ransom and I'm like, what do you do?
Woohoo! They're initiating us.
Go enjoy your girl stuff.
Oh my god, do you think we're gonna paint nails or something?
Olivia, who knows what kind of rituals they have here, I whispered to her.
I'm sure it'll be great. So far, everything has been lovely and dandy.
Maybe they'll feed you the first serving of the bugs.
Oh, I hope not. Don't say that, Ransom. It sounds so gross.
You're being pulled away from the party at the point where you can't even hear Ransom over the drumming and the singing anymore.
Ladies first.
I'm dancing and singing along, and I'm taking out some of my paint and I'm putting it on my fingers and dancing and putting some on people and stuff.
The three of you find yourselves brought by these elderly women to one of these square huts. They lead you inside and down the staircase.
God.
I look at V and I'm like, don't be so nervous, and I put a little dot of paint on her tip of her nose and I'm like, boop.
I rub it off.
It kind of just mushes around. Now your nose.
They're being taken away. My perception.
Yeah, why don't you roll me a perception check?
Who, me?
No, Anna. To see if she notices you being taken away. Yeah. You see all the girls being escorted by like a small herd of elderly women.
Do I have any insight of thinking that they're like Olivia looks happy, right? So I'm like, oh, let her have fun, right?
Yeah. Cass looks really nervous, and Rhonda looks surprisingly calm.
But Olivia's like, yay, we're partying and having girl time. Okay. So I just like wave and wink at her as she leaves.
The three of you are brought down the staircase, and this smell of like saffron and apples and like these weird scents start floating up from down here. You go down maybe 20 feet or so until you enter this maybe 10 by 20 foot chamber with a large hot spring in the middle, surrounded by tall pillar candles that are burning off that are producing this scent.
Okay, now this I can get behind.
The older women help the three of you undress, helping Rhonda take off her armor, and proceed to like usher you into the hot spring.
Oh, we get in. I get in at least.
It's warm. How hot do you like your water?
Like, I like it hot, but how hot is this?
It's a hot spring hot. You know, it's like like an upper temperature hot tub.
Okay. Oh, this is quite nice. And I relax back into
Ooh,
it.
this is amazing! I remove my clothes.
Oh,
They help you, and they actually like kind of follow you in, getting their clothes a little bit soaked, and proceed to like work out the kinks in your shoulders, work out the kinks in your hands, rub out the knots in your calves and your feet.
I'm like, oh my god, this is the best treatment. We
Olivia.
should just stay.
can we just stay?
forever.
Yes.
Like, you know, when I was thinking about the goat, like, herding and, like, making cheese and stuff, like, if this comes with this treatment, I think we should definitely stay here and go for this. Oh my, yes, right there.
Oh.
Right there, little miss.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
I mean, these are like elderly women who've been doing this their whole life. They know what they're doing. Like, they're all experts in the material.
This is just.
That was
Olivia,
the day
where
that
are
we all
we again?
decided to stay and be goat herds, and that was the end of the campaign.
Back on the surface, the drums are continuing. The drum circle's kind of expanded. It's kind of drowning out the sounds of people eating and drinking and festivizing, if I can make that a word all of a sudden. Your initial song has ended, Kellen, and like the drummers have kind of stood up and are hitting the drums a little bit harder to signal that they're taking over for a moment. When you are brought like a nice tall horn, because all the drinks are served in goat horns of this like fermented sweetened goat's milk by the same girl that was what's her name? The same girl that was singing with you.
I don't think we learned her name, did we?
She introduced her name, but there's a lot going on. You meet a lot of people. You can't remember all their names. Whatever.
Thanks a bunch, Songbird.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a perception check.
Again. Sorry, I'm working with one screen.
And Ransom, can you also give me a perception check, please?
Ooh.
All right. So Ransom, maybe you're just like, there's too much going on for you to really be paying attention to everything. Kellen, you see off like on the other side of the drum circle and bonfire, there's Guy. He's kind of surrounded by these like 7 or 8 women in their, somewhere between their late teens to mid 30s. And they all seem to be like fawning over him and talking to him, and he clearly doesn't understand anything they're saying, and he's getting really awkward, and so he's just like holding his glass like seeming really uncomfortable. Ransom,
I think this is.
go ahead.
I just think this is kind of cute, so I like just kind of giggle and watch. I don't like save him or anything.
Ransom, you feel a tapping on your shoulder.
Oh, yes. What is it?
There's a 15-ish year-old boy with like another 7 or 8 people around his same age group standing behind him, and they point to your glaive at your side.
Ah, yes. Pretty nice, isn't it?
And they make like hacking motions with it and fight stabbing motions.
I pick it up and start twirling it around, giving them a show.
All right, they like begin to pull you a little bit away from the crowd and then like pick up sticks or other tools and start to spar with you.
All right, I find out how many. How old were they?
They're like late teens age, like high school age, maybe early college.
I'll find out how many 12-year-olds I can take on.
How many 12? How do we determine this?
The answer is all of them.
That's actually true. Yeah, there's not that many of them. You can easily beat them all. And you know, as soon as it becomes clear that you're beating them with weapons, they drop their weapons and just like bum rush you to tackle you and like wrestle. Seem very impressed by your fighting and want to like, you know, play fight with you back.
What a fun group of people. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Especially not in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign, where Niels tries to fuck up our relationships constantly.
I would never do that.
This time
Downstairs.
Neil's saying if I'm interested in 12-year-old boys.
This time, downstairs, the girls, eventually your massage finishes. It's way too early. It feels like it's been 5 minutes. It's probably been close to like 20 minutes or half an hour. But eventually they like finish it up and begin to like drag you back upstairs.
But this is so nice. I look at Olivia and I give her a sad face, like, where are we going?
Rhonda
I
looks
don't
super
know.
uncomfortable.
What is it, Rhonda?
Don't like strangers touching me.
You don't like a good massage? That didn't feel good to you.
I've never been so tense in my entire life. I'm underground, surrounded by strangers who stripped off my clothes, put me in hot water, and started squeezing me all over. This is the
Wait,
worst experience of my life.
Did they put our clothes back on, or were they dragging us up naked?
They're dragging you up naked.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, but, like, I'm like, wait, my clothes!
Oh, I think I know what this is. I've heard of it. It's called a nudist settlement. It's
what?
normal. A nudist settlement.
What does that mean? I need my clothes. I'm not going out that naked.
They're
Well,
surrounded by old women, and you can't be mean to them. You can't shove them. They're ushering you up the stairs. What do you do?
Are they all also naked?
No, their clothes are sopping wet.
Oh, they never-
Olivia!
Oh, well, I guess you can put your clothes back on. Like, they seem to have, like, it seems like the old ladies are, like...
I cover up my chest. I'm like this. Like, what is going on?
You guys get to the upstairs section, and they kind of lead you around the room and start, like, picking up different pieces of fabric or different pieces of leather and, like, holding them up against you and, like, putting it away and, like, pulling out this other thing.
This is so lovely. They're gonna make us some new dresses.
Okay.
And then they
That's good.
begin to dress you in their, like, tribal fashion, which is, by your standards, pretty savage. It's like, you know, rough cut leathers and various, like, shirts and pants and skirts and blouses and things.
I think I can get into that.
So are we like on little skirts and bikinis or something?
If you guys would like, you can find something that's roughly like leather outfitty online and show us what it is that you're being dressed as. But it should have like a savage, you know, primitive, like they only have goat skins and what little cloth they can trade for looks.
I
guess-
may have just googled sexy primitive outfit.
Of course. You get like a Halloween costume for a cave woman.
Yeah, I'm looking for that.
Back upstairs, Kellen, you are brought this leather like bracer maybe it's maybe a little bit too big for your wrist, but Lashina comes up and like offers it to you, and then starts to tie it around onto your left wrist.
I let her.
Okay.
I'm like, cool, thank you. I mean, oh yes, thank you quite a lot.
She smiles and kind of takes a step back and looks at you, like almost expectantly.
Ah.
And do you have a gift for me?
I have. I kind of am like patting my pockets. I have a song that I wrote for you just now. It goes like this. My goatherd girl, oh goatherd girl, in the whole wide world, there's not a sweeter goatherd girl. She feeds and walks and tends and hugs the goats. She's really the most, my goatherd girl.
How untraditional, but foreign and exotic at the same time.
I hoped you'd like it.
I got it. I found my picture.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait until I have both of your. God.
You know what? We're just gonna wear the same thing. Screw it. Give me that too.
It took a while, but I didn't feel comfortable showing you guys pictures of live girls with sexy primal outfits.
Yeah.
I appreciate the artwork instead of the live work.
Yeah, I was like, this is more acceptable as a cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm put in the same thing, but because I'm not normally dressed like that, I'm like still really like shy and like.
Well, I'll show stream in just a minute. Ransom, the wrestling has ended. The younger boys of this tribe, this outpost, whatever this group is called, one of the older ones, has brought over to you a sack, a leather sack, and a sling. Kind of sets the sack down, and then like takes the sling, puts it in his hand, puts a rock in it, and kind of like demonstrates to you how to use it, and then like offers it to you to use. Are you proficient in sling?
Is that something you have to be proficient in? It sounds like
It
a
is.
simple enough thing.
It's surprisingly
am.
difficult to use a sling.
No, I'm not proficient in slings.
Okay. Well, they present you with a sling and a bag of rocks, but then like hand you different rocks and try and like get you to use their weapons.
I humor him and I try it out. I guess is the sack supposed to be a target?
No, they're just like hurling these slings at the backside of a wall.
Oh, all right. I'll give it a shot and then.
Why don't you make me an attack roll, and at -2 to hit because you're not proficient. You wildly miss the wall, and all the kids crack up laughing. He can't use a sling, and they like show you again, and then hand the sling back to you, and you can.
No thanks. I'll just use this. I pull out a bow and then I fire at the wall.
Oh! They immediately try and like borrow your bow and use it.
Oh no, kids! I'm afraid I can't let you touch this one.
They look a little heartbroken.
Aww.
They offer you the sling one more time.
All right. And I hand over the bow, but I make sure no one gets hurt.
It's fair. You're a responsible adult. You can let little children play with a deadly weapon. It's fine. You want to give me one more attack roll, see if you can get the hang of this thing?
Oh, the sling? All right.
It's even worse than the first time.
Oopsies.
There's laughter all around from the children. How do you deal with this?
Rude kids.
Ah, you kids. Why don't I show you a real weapon, and then I fire at one of the rocks that I missed with the bow.
It's no dice all the way down the line for you. I think you come back to the feast after tiring of this sort of thing. The kids try to offer you a sack of rocks and a sling as like a gift, if you would like to take it.
No, I'm clearly no good at it. No thanks.
It looks sad, but let you be. You and the girls come back out, or the girls come back out of their thing. You come back to the party with them at the same time, and you see Guy. At this point, he's like sitting down with a drink in his hand, leaning against a building, and he's clearly very drunk, on the verge of passing out. The people around him have more or less left him. Kellen, you're in the middle of like dancing out with the rest of the party. And that's kind of all the details I really wanted to go through with these people. Is there anything else you have? Oh, let's show how Olivia, Kess, and Rhonda apparently are all dressed. So Kellen and Ransom, you see Olivia and Kess, respectively, coming out of this hut, like dripping wet from the hot bath, dressed in this like in these goat leathers.
Kellen sees Olivia first, and he does like the Roger Rabbit like heart eyes. But then he sees Kess and Rhonda in the same outfits, and he just is really unsure how to react. He's like, you all look very nice in the traditional costumes of our hosts.
I'm pretty sure the other two look completely uncomfortable, and I'm just like, because like there's the cape on the picture, so let's say we have it. I would bet the girls are like wrapping it around them, and I'm just like,
I'm like wrapping it around like my bottom area, and Rhonda's probably completely covered.
yeah, and I'm like holding it like, so my cape is like this, and I'm like, I'm like making it swirl, like, ooh.
Dave, it's too bad that you're the painter, because someone really should make an image of you looking like that.
Now,
That's
Cass,
really
no need to be
sweet.
shy. I know you look just as good as, if not better than Olivia there.
I like slowly let it go, and I'm like,
Are all the women wearing this?
No. You guys were, they were like trying different things on you, and you seemed most receptive to this one, so that's what
and then they reproduced it for the other girls.
Yeah.
Good. I love it.
Yeah. The drumming dies down. Everyone's pretty full and drunk at this point, and they're all kind of singing folk songs and rocking back and forth together. Specifically, Kess and Kellen. What do you do when these strangers are all like singing songs together that you don't know?
I think I just like get in the midst of it, like if they're sitting and singing in a circle, I definitely want to be close and like listen, because I want to learn and pick up musical styles. So I just kind of respectfully listen, and if they kind of bid me to join in, and if I kind of get a feel for like a chorus or something, I'll kind of hum along, but I'm not trying to take the spotlight or perform or anything anymore.
yeah, I follow suit in the same way. Like pick up where we can, but don't like take over or like anything like that.
Okay. Would you guys like to make me performance checks to see if you can learn their songs?
Yeah. Sure.
Guess we don't
What's our
need-
performance check again? It's charisma, right?
Yeah, your charisma checks.
Let's see if I can roll decent for the first time today. Hey, that's gotta be good enough.
Yeah, you don't really speak Akuban, but you rolled well enough to kind of pick up what they're saying anyway, like close enough that you can kind of sing along. Anna, your character definitely speaks Akuban, so you not only pick up how to sing the songs, but you also understand what they're saying and what they mean.
What are the songs about?
The first song is about the night sky. and how the great moon passes over and, brings us to the next day of warmth, and how we all must, wake up facing east to greet the morning sun to start our day. It's kind of like a general folksy song, but then as the night progresses, the songs get like a little bit cruder, a little bit bawdier, until eventually they're talking about like, they sing another song about the moon, but the moon's now a metaphor for like, body parts and stuff.
Adult things.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing and singing like all the words along and trying to teach Kess the words, but she doesn't understand a Cuban. So she's like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. Like I'm making her say all the dirty stuff she wouldn't normally say.
All right.
But we both know all the tunes.
Sure.
So now we get like a proficiency in a Cuban goat herd folk song.
Yes, you both can now perform accurately a Cuban goat herder songs.
Cool.
I
That's
think
a good skill to have.
you never know when you're going to need it. I think we're going to go to our third and final break, and we will see you guys on the other side. Bye.